Good day, we are the Kingdom of Debre Human Rights Defenders, and today we want to talk about some of the problems that we face in today's society, like colonialism, like the fights against the politicians, like poverty, like sicknesses and diseases, like financing, you understand? Now, I am Ras College, and with me I have Ras Wade and Ras Chronic, and we are going to speak on these matters and try to get some outline out there for the Jamaican people to understand and how we can fix these situations as a result. So we will start on the basis of being a colonized third world country. We're a third world country, and being a third world country means that first of all we do not own ourselves. It means that you're owned by an external power or an external country, right? Now, naturally, we are descendants of Africa. So, if you check the definition of a colony is a nation that is built from ancestors of another nation, and they keep ties with that nation that they're from. So, we should naturally be a colony of Africa, or we are naturally an African colony right here, because we are a 94% African population. Now, England is the one who owns us. We the people, we have never been through any history in England. We have not lived in England. We have not traveled to, we have no free travel to that country. We have no history in England as a black people. If you check our history, we have slavery coming in from ships from Africa. So England, how England become our mother country, that is a big question. And then the way we live, the constitution of our country is written and controlled by them. So therefore we are living by laws that they created. Right? So that makes us not independent. We're dependent on laws that were created by England.
Yes,
right?
And we have to remember that the word independence means to be free. And if we really look at where we are coming from, independence in 1972 still shows that it was a different kind of slavery. The removal of chains to the implement of economical slavery. Today we see people working for low wages and still can't afford the basic needs in life. So when we really check it out, up to this day, we are not truly independent as Africans or even as human beings.
How do we move towards that independence now? That would be the question. How do we get it? Do we take up stones and try to throw at people? No. In this 21st century, it's the age of reason, where understanding the situation and trying to cooperate with people to reach to a better solution is where we get the solutions to problems nowadays. If we resort to any other means, then we naturally end up in brutal conflicts that end result is the loss of lives. Instead of moving forward with development and creation and a peaceful living going forward, we get wars. Right? So how do we solve this problem without resorting to these negative consequences? First of all, there is the international human rights law. These days, everybody speaks of the right to self-determination and the right to freedom of speech and the right to know. Yet there are so many secrets. There are so many things the government do that we do not know about. There are so many things that happen that we are not involved in. International law says that the will of the people shall be the basis of all authority of government. There is nothing that a government should be doing without the consent of the people. That's what the law is saying. Now, we have been groomed to accept that the government does this and we just go along with it. Whether we suffer or not, we should naturally suffer. Right? Because we do not understand how our government is meant to operate. Right? A pot is meant to cook, right? So a pot is not meant to be used as a chimney, right? But you will find people using it as a chimney maybe because of misunderstanding. It's not being used for its proper use, right? So therefore, we want to speak of the government now. If you are not running the thing according to how it was ordained to run, what are you doing? What principles are you following? What is your real goal, right? And then the law is this. If you are not following the principles, you are breaking the law. And then if you break the law, then the law should be used against you for justice. You should be brought before the courts. And this is how you will get the solution. But if I, as a single person, go up and bring this up as a case, and I may be put aside because of being just me.
Yeah.
If we get a collective interest, a group of persons demanding some justice or some result from this case, that's where the media will get involved. The whole country will see what's happening. It will reach across international borders and it will become something on everybody's lips. You understand? So everybody will be more focused towards it and the demand will grow. You understand? And that's where we'll keep moving towards. So it's not a one hit. It's not a one hit knockout thing.
Yes, and we have to remember that to gain true independence, it takes each and every one of us as Jamaicans to move forward for this change. And in order for this change to happen, each individual has to make that decision that we no longer need the Queen to be the heads of state, but we the people choose our own representative and our own elected one that will take our advice as to how we need to see the country established or the country going forward. So I'm asking you all to join us on May 25th when you as an individual can come and let your voice be heard that you need a change. And this will be held at the King's House at what time?
At 11 a.m.
At 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
So if you are really thinking about the development of yourself, the development of your country, then you can come and join us and let us say together that we don't need the Queen as our representative. We need our own people, that we can move forward and construct a better society for all human beings.
Now, there's one major point that you need to understand. Now, suppose we get independence tomorrow, what would we do with it? That is something that we really need to look at. Yeah, understand?
Exactly.
Therefore, we have a right to responsibility. We can't just say we're going to get independence and we're going to free and start celebrate. Right? We know that we have a lot of people who need jobs. We know we have the land space to create jobs, right? We're a vegetative country. There are countries like China, Algeria. There are 193 other nations in the world. 193, right? And if you check our relationship based on our colonial government who decides how things go, we can ever talk to Cuba. It's a few countries we have any relationship with. Right, so we don't talk about countries like Algeria. We don't know what kind of political system they have. We don't know if they have poverty there. We don't know if it's a third world. We don't know anything about them. We don't get to cooperate with anybody. We have to be living by some people's rules. Now, to make a point clear, we as the people, I know that Jamaicans, as the regular people like us, would want to be amongst the American people. That's where we would want. That would be our will. The American people, they have the same will. They would want to come spend some time around the Jamaicans. And same way because of our music is popular, Bob Marley. So the people's will is genuine, that we want to have this world of peace where we can cooperate with each other, go around with each other and live that life of equality. But some of our governments are the ones who are always seem to be in our ways. Like, they are against the will, they are against the law. Therefore, we are the greater majority who suffer and face the consequences. So that is motivation enough. Despite whatever religion we have, despite whatever, we all have the same rights. That's what our common interest, right? And we are all being abused, so it's a responsible for us all to join together as one, and then we can take a stand and claim that responsibility to do things on our own. We have a right to access to public service, which means we should all have an account in the central bank of the country. Everyone, where when the country makes profit by selling its resources, which we are the producers of, we should all share equally in the profits. You understand? So that is how our country should be running, as a united thing with one people, one unity, and everyone shares the benefits. You understand?
Yeah, because basically the government is to use the resources of the country to develop its people. First of all, the bauxite industry for years up to this day have no development for the people. There's no wealth for the people from the bauxite industry. We still have a large amount of business going on where our raw materials are being sent to other countries, and yet still the lives of the people are just the same. Now, really and truly, where is the voice of the people to say to the government, what is happening to all these resources? What is happening to all these funds? How are we benefiting? So, as I said, we have to speak out against this kind of, I would say, a hostage situation, because that situation has not put us in a true meaning of development. Not for us as people, not for our children. look at the educational system. Only those who can afford get education up to the university level. And this is such a holdback because we have so many children with good intention and good morals and has the ability to go further, but yet still the government lack the capacity for the full development.
It's not, I don't think it's a capacity though, I think it's an interest.
Yeah.
And because let's explain something. We as a people have never written oaths for our governments to swear, right? But as soon as we vote, these persons take an oath to somebody, to serve somebody, right?
Pledge allegiance.
Thank you. So they pledge an allegiance to somebody. That is not us. Therefore, their actions will not be for the benefit of us. It will be the benefit of IMF. It will be the benefit of America. It will be the benefit of China. It will be the benefit of England. You understand? So we have an England-based government, like the US Embassy. The US Embassy is here in Jamaica. That's if a US citizen comes here, they'll be treated as a US citizen with equal rights as a person in this island, even though they're not in their America. They still have all rights as an American, right? We are African. We don't have an African embassy that gives us rights as African people in this land. But the government we have is a British embassy. It means that if a British person should come in this island, then they would get all control and kingship over the island because the island belongs to Britain. You understand? So that's what is here. We, the Ethiopian descendants, we don't have any representation, but that's a major of our point now. In 1975, the Ethiopian Empire was illegally deposed and sent in exile. Well, not sent in exile, that was how the remaining members of the family are alive. For example, Prince Ermias Selassie, which visited Jamaica in 2016. You understand? Prince Louis Rasmussen Haile Selassie, which is our human rights ambassador here in Jamaica. Now, he's the one who is head of the Kingdom of Debre and the head of this movement. And the law says they have a right to choose a representative. Freely choose a representative as government. Not for someone to choose two persons for you and show them in front of the TV screen and ask you to choose one of them. You have a right to freely choose whosoever you believe is qualified, and who is dependable.
We can look at even our politics. Most of our general election has less than 50% vote. This is to show that the people are not with the PNJLP system and that they need new representation, but because they don't see anyone coming forward to say, here is a new representation for what you believe and what you need, because the first declaration is that all humans are born free, and we should use this as an opportunity to make them know that for a fact we are claiming that freedom by choices.
Good. Finally, how can we prove that we are not free? We have a Governor General in this island. Governor General means he's the general of the government. You understand? He's the head of government. There has never been an election between the people and the Governor General. He has never been chosen by the people. He remains, while there is an election between politicians, he remains as the head of state. You understand? Who represents the Queen of England. That's his only purpose, to represent that Queen. The Queen owns the country. And that's what the Constitution says. So, therefore, whatever he says, the Constitution also says that whatever the Governor General decides is absolute and no one can speak against it. Therefore, we are not free because one man can say something and we have to just work with that.
Yes, 2.5 million of us stay with it.
Without our own opinion involved. That's a violation of the law, that the will of the people shall be the basis of all authority of government. So it's a violation of the law, but they're trying to make it look like authority. You understand?
Yeah.
So if I do not know, then I cannot defend myself. You understand? For example, let me explain knowing and defending myself. I have a car and I have to go to work in the morning, right? And I come out and I see my car missing one tire, right? My brethren send me a ball over the tire because I'm late for car work at time I catch up. You know, say I have a little phone, say run come with the tire and say, so one tire your brethren, I say this because I know say you have a little change and you know I'm late for work. So I buy it, I pay for the tire, put it on my car and work, I work, my friend part. You understand? Yeah. So me everything good, right? Me never have no knowledge, so me not no power. Look on the situation, you say when we reach back from work, and next person comes say, brother, look good on the tire. The same tire where you have on the car already. So I can get some knowledge now, will enlighten me to something I never know. No,
Yeah.
because me know say the brother keep me there and go sell me back now. Now me have the authority and the power to go get justice for that action. But before me did get that revelation, me never would have gone with tire things and me buy fresh other tire and everything good. You understand? And criminal would still out there. You understand? So knowledge is power. When you get the information, you know what to do with it. Or you have the power to do something with it.
So, on the basis of human rights law, everyone should know these laws as it pertains to your human development. And you can go to Play Store and download the 30 human rights declaration laws and enlighten yourself on your rights to true freedom.
As a human being.
And our next topic will be the Solomonic tribe and where we are really from as a set of people that is claiming our own.
Thank you very much for viewing, listening, and have a pleasant day.